Hey everyone, this is Steve Good from the Coin Chat. Today we are doing another checking out the charts on Bitcoin. This is our second analysis. I'm doing it today alone. Unfortunately, Yuri couldn't be with me today, so I'm just going for it because I think it's going to be fun, and let's keep it entertaining even though I'm on my own today, so let's go for it. So the thing about Bitcoin is there's a lot of fear out there. There's a lot of, concern because of the bear market. And even since our last episode, which we just did recently, there's been two things that have happened in the market recently that I think are really worth covering. The first is the IMF doing a bit of a scaremongering, which we're going to talk about in our next episode after this one. Yuri and I have got a discussion we're going to have about that. But that's followed immediately by USD Tether doing some really weird stuff, buying back their coins and pulling them off the market. So what I wanted to do is just show everybody today, show all you guys, what it is that's actually happened when Bitcoin has been affected by these two events, and how it's actually not had much of an impact at all in terms of the direction we're heading. So despite the fear that's out there, it's always good to have a little bit of a technical analysis, and I just wanted to share this with everybody. So I'm going to hop over into our Bitfinex, which I'm using for the charts because I just like the screens. Now, there's two things I want to point out to you guys here that are really important. The first is really, let's see if I can put this little arrow in here. So the first one is this event that occurred right in here. Okay, my arrow doesn't want to work, but that's okay. So the first one is just in here. What you see is this drop that occurred. Now, this drop was precipitated absolutely by the IMF coming to the market and saying, hey, you know what, we've got some issues with, with Bitcoin, and we're not really happy with the way it's going, and blah, 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 and, it's going to affect financial markets. And of course, what does it do? It dumps. Great. And then it hovered below the support line that I drew up a couple days ago to show you guys, the kind of ongoing line of support that we generally have for Bitcoin roughly within this area here. Now, what happens after then USD Tether goes and buys back a whole bunch of coins and, deposits them back into their own wallets and takes them off the market? It did this insane rise right back up to hitting a high of around 7,788, something like that. I think on some markets I saw it go up to 7,800. So depending on the exchange that we were on, we saw different impacts. But the point is that we saw this massive rise, kind of unreasonable, unnecessary, and then it slipped back down. But it's done a little bit of a slipping down over the last few days. It's kind of slipped back down. But again, it's still back inside this range. Now, that's important because it's telling us that on an ongoing basis, there's still support for Bitcoin. It's still stable. It's still going. It's still in this range. The longer it goes on in this range, with this bottom continuing to be hit and just staying there, not going below it, it gives us a strong sense that there's a lot of support for Bitcoin in this range. Yes, trading volumes are quite low. We had a lot of trade volume on this particular day with the Tether. We had a lot of trade volume on this particular day on the negative with the IMF, trying to scaremonger all of us. Thank you very much, IMF. But at the end of the day, what we still see is Bitcoin still in this trading pattern. There's still lots and lots and lots and lots of purchases taking place at this sort of bottom end in the 6,500 range, 6,600 range, 6,700 range. That is just building a long-term support. The more people buying in this range, the harder it is to make it go below that. So we're hoping it just continues on. This is a very slow burn trend line going up, but I'm still standing by my previous, assessment that given this pattern, any bit of good news could easily push us up to the upper band line, which would be fine, which takes us, coming into the end of the year, still takes us up to about 8,500 with any positive news. And at the bottom end of this line, someplace still around 67, 68. So we're still in a good place. Just wanted to give everybody a quick kind of summary of where we are with the Bitcoin. That, there are pieces of news that have obvious impact, IMF, USD Tether. But, despite that, we're still bouncing back into the range. So just a quick summary for everybody. Wanted to give you all a little bit of a heads up of where we are. Continue to hodl. That's all I can suggest. Don't let fear in the market rule you. It's a tough market. We all know that. Bear markets sometimes last a long time. Hopefully we're getting toward the end of it. We're all optimistic about that. Crypto's not going anywhere. It's a good thing. It's still happening. So I hope everyone liked this. If you like these types of episodes and you want me to do more of them, please do me a favor. Give us a like. Put some comments down in the description below. Of course, I would love if you subscribe to our channel. Yuri and I would both appreciate that, as would Bo. We're working hard in the background, doing a lot of things, looking for scams, trying to keep up with all the news. Thank you all for following. To the moon.